guys, this is Ackley, SamAttack4427 here with a very special video for all of you guys, and well, I guess if you couldn't recall right now, today is officially the 1st of December as of now, so yeah, looks like November is officially behind us as we speak, and we're now in December as we speak, and you know what that means, right? That's right, it's nearly Christmas, so yeah, looks like I've got a lot going on around this time, and thankfully I've already got my Christmas tree set up as we speak, to which, by the way, if you've seen my latest video that I just posted on not just my TikTok, but also my reels on both Facebook and Instagram, and of course, I even posted it onto my YouTube shorts as of now, with, of course, me and my Christmas barber cosplay once again. Really love that outfit. Yeah, you'll definitely see that we've got it all set up, and of course, it'll be nearly Christmas time for sure, so yeah, that's pretty much what I figure we're gonna do since pretty much we're all done with Thanksgiving if you live here in the United States, for sure, to which if you don't, then I'm sorry, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about a certain subject matter that I actually wanted to talk about now that a whole week has gone by, for sure, that, believe it or not, I actually got myself into, and surprisingly enough, Ari did pretty much talk about, and of course, in a couple of my thoughts videos that I did, so yeah. And of course, if you know exactly what I'm going to be talking about, I'm of course referring to pretty much two certain movies that came out from the past weekend, for sure, or of course the weekend before this past weekend, for sure, so yeah, whichever you want to call it, because I don't know how time actually works, so cut me some slack, so yeah, and of course it does revolve around two movies that I did officially talk about in my thoughts videos, for sure, yeah, and of course you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm of course referring to both Wicked and Gladiator 2, so yeah, and of course the trend that I was of course referring to, given to those two movies alone, would of course be Glicked, or Wickiator, or Gladiated, or whatever you want to call it nowadays, so yeah, I guess I figure, seeing of how it's been a whole week since I've actually talked about both those movies, I think it makes sense to finally give off pretty much my little retrospective on, of course, this whole thing that's gone on, for sure, and of course, I'll look back on, of course, both of the movies that I've officially talked about, for sure, so yeah. But I guess if anything, I don't need to go over pretty much each and every single one of them again, for sure, because, well, I did talk about them in my thoughts video, so I don't think they'll be worth reviewing again, for sure, and I guess, if anything, I think pretty much given from what I've actually said in both of my thoughts videos, for sure, I really enjoyed both those movies, for sure. I really do think they both really did incredible with what they had to do, and I really love, of course, what direction they actually did to really make themselves great movies by far. Like, of course, Wicked actually really took everything on what made the Broadway musical it's based on all the more incredible, and really translated well onto the big screen, and not to mention did pretty well as being the first of a two-parter as we speak, while Gladiator 2, I definitely do think is a nice follow-up to the original film, but actually taking it in a completely different direction that we didn't actually expect, hands down, so yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much from what I can gather, both those movies actually did an incredible job by far, especially when I got to see them on the big screen when they finally came out, for sure. But then again, I'm pretty sure my thoughts videos that I did on both of them will actually really explain more on what I actually thought of those two in a nutshell, for sure. upon pretty much further analysis from Wicking Together, a lot of people have actually been saying that they really pretty much they did have a good time seeing both those movies, but it couldn't actually pretty much meet with the same pretty much outcome like we got last year with the whole Barbenheimer trend when both Barbie and Oppenheimer came out, and I'm like, really? You really think so? Well, I mean, I guess I do understand why for sure, because, yeah, I guess if anything, given to how well that whole Barbenheimer trend did last year, is that really saying a whole lot for, of course, this for sure? But yeah, I guess you can kind of see where, of course, a lot of people are coming from for sure, but I still want to, pretty much, but I guess if anything, for this, I knew I had to, look back on, of course, both those films to, see where they're, coming from, for sure, because, yeah, I do agree with a lot of people, yeah, I don't think it's, really going to, top, of course, what we actually, got with, of course, the whole Barbenheimer, trend that we got, last year, and I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I do love both those, movies, where, Barbie, I actually, do think is actually a pretty good movie, but on a more cinematic level, I do think Oppenheimer actually, won me over a whole lot, more, for sure, So yeah, I guess if anything, it really did surprise me a whole lot, given to what I've actually seen by far, but either way, I guess if anything, pretty much looking back on the whole Barbenheimer trend that we got, it was actually really a fun hands down, and like I said, I enjoyed both those movies, and I really do think they did actually do a fantastic job by far, and like I said, I guess in between the two, I actually do prefer Oppenheimer a whole lot more than Barbie for sure, and from my understanding, a lot of people seem to agree, hands down, not only scoring big with, of course, what he's actually done when he came out by far, especially looking great in IMAX, especially from when I saw it for sure, and even, let's not forget to mention, was even kind enough to actually take home 7 Oscars, including Best Picture, to which I really do think is actually well deserving of that because of how great this movie is for sure, while for Barbie, yeah, like I said, I do think it's good, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's great on a cinematic level by far, but either way, I really do think they did an incredible job with that movie. I do applaud, of course, what they actually did, hands down, so yeah, I guess it's not hard to see where a lot of people are coming from for sure, because if anything, I think it would have been awesome to see something that would recapture pretty much the same amount of success that we got last year with the whole Barbenheimer trend for sure. But I guess if anything, it would actually come down to, of course, what Hollywood has to do to really recapture that hands down for sure. In fact, I know it's saying a whole lot because I couldn't speak on my behalf because, well, I'm not really a Hollywood executive for sure. So that's pretty hard to say, of course, on my part for sure. So, but either way, I guess for the sake of both Wicked and Gladiator 2, I guess there might be pretty much some possibilities on the hag, but honestly, I think it really is kind of hard to actually know exactly on what we'll be going for that would really pretty much kickstart that trend all over again for sure. And for a while, there are some hints and stuff pretty much on social media that would indicate that we might actually get that again. But it clearly didn't do a whole lot, hands down, but either way, it didn't actually hurt both those movies, hands down. I still think they really did earn a lot of pretty positive feedback for sure. And even as of now, it's been getting some really both those movies actually really has gained some pretty good box office numbers for sure. Like, of course, for Gladiator 2, I think with, of course, pretty much with the budget for that film being about $260 to $310 million, it's already earned itself a worldwide total of course, over $400 million for sure. While for Wicked, I think from what I can gather, pretty much based on its $150 million budget, it's already scored about $265 million as of now, to which, honestly, to me, that was actually really incredible. I'm really glad that it actually sparked pretty much that amount of money it's actually earned in the box office for sure. And even after a whole week since after it came out, I think it's actually quite impressive for sure. And let's not forget to mention for the latter, I was really impressed that it actually had a really big opening weekend for a movie musical since Disney's adaptation of Into the Woods, to which, honestly, I think that was actually incredible by far. I'm really glad that pretty much we got ourselves a movie musical that had really made so much money at the box office for sure. In fact, given to, of course, what I've actually seen, and you can pretty much look it up for yourself, looks like I think the money that Wiki has actually earned actually is worthy enough to be a hit for sure, so... But yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say, of course, on that front for sure. So, I guess either way, with both those movies from what I can gather, I'm really impressed, of course, the amount of positive feedback from both critics and audiences, and even the box office returns that both of them are getting as of now. I think it does show that they really put a lot of hard-working effort to really make those movies good, and of course, in the minds of Hollywood, profitable at best. But I guess if anything, I think pretty much a good movie is, of course, what really sells by far, and both those movies are actually pretty good, so yeah, I guess either way, I think, I know that's saying a whole lot on my part, and given to my perspective, of course, both those movies, hands down, I know it's really saying a whole lot by far, and I know my thoughts videos on both of them really does show in the long run for sure. But then again, I don't think that's what really matters by far. I think I am beginning to wonder, of course, how pretty much this trend really could have gotten the same amount of pretty much results that Barbenheimer actually got for sure. Well, again, that's very hard to say on my part, because I can't speak on behalf of pretty much on what Hollywood has to say on that, but I guess if anything, I really do think, if anything, I do think pretty much capturing the same amount of success with the whole Barbenheimer trend can actually work. But I guess if anything, I think it will have to determine, of course, what movies I think would have been good enough for a really nice double feature. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I really do love going for some really, really awesome double features by far. In fact, I've actually done several in the past for sure. But then again, I think it would depend on, of course, pretty much what movies are coming out that I do think are worthy enough for that recognition for sure. So I guess it is pretty hard to what I have to say on my behalf, hands down for sure. But either way, double features on my part are a really great way to really get things into a high gear for sure. Because if there's two movies that are coming out around the same weekend that I do think are worthy enough for me to go see, I would definitely love to go see both for sure. Well, I guess for other times, I think usually I would probably see one movie a day, and then I'd probably see the next movie the next day for sure. But it does kind of vary, of course, my part, given to, of course, where I'm at right now, and of course, my busy scheduling, everything for sure, but either way, I still know pretty much, I do think it's actually well worth it regardless for sure, and I really do think pretty much of anything, I do know double features are, of course, something that I really do think pretty much you can actually take up on for sure to really get yourselves in the high gear for sure, which I know is saying a whole lot, but it is what I can say until pretty much on my part for sure. So yeah, I guess either way, I think pretty much for the sake of the whole, for both Wiki and Gladiator 2 for sure. Honestly, I think with probably a bit more word of mouth for sure, I do think pretty much we could have actually gotten something that would really be on the same level as the whole Barbenheimer trend by horror for sure. But still, I think it would probably depend, of course, on how much they need to spend on marketing for sure to really get to that selling point, hands down for sure. And I guess if anything, in between the two, I do know Wicked for sure really did have a massive marketing campaign to really sell on that front for sure. And if that being the case, I think it is, of course, definitely one of the main driving forces on what made that movie get itself some good box office numbers for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say on my part, hands down for sure. And I do know there might be other factors, of course, on that front, with, of course, probably the biggest factor by far is that the original Broadway musical, Wicked, has, of course, still been a massive staple for us musical theater fans, hands down for sure. And even to this day, it's still currently running on Broadway for well over 20 years now, and I guess there is an understanding on that. So I guess if anything, pretty much with Wicked still becoming a pretty much a massive staple for Broadway, might also be one of the contributing factors on what made the movie still work, hands down, especially getting the right people to handle it for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I could say for that for sure. While for Gladiator 2, oddly enough, pretty much we do know hands down, I think for the sake of Gladiator 2, it just wants to present itself much like the original hands down, but with some new ideas and elements they want to incorporate into a still making all the more great for sure, especially getting back Ridley Scott, who directed the original Gladiator, to helm the project, and I guess in all honesty, I still think they did a good job on, of course, that front. Still not great, hands down, but I do think it's still a good movie nonetheless for sure. Although, yeah, part of me I do kind of wish it could have been a whole lot more fantastic to really still sell on being a really great movie, hands down, but I still think it is actually pretty good nonetheless. Not really great in my opinion, but I still think it is still good nonetheless, So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say from my perspective on both films, hands down, and I guess it does kind of pretty much differ, of course, on that front. So I guess either way, pretty much that would lead to the ultimate question: out of the two movies that I've actually seen, which ones do I actually prefer a whole lot more? Well, that is an interesting question by far, but if I have to choose, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Gladiator 2. I do think it is actually a pretty good movie, but in general, from what I can gather, I definitely do think Wicked is a much better movie in my opinion. So yeah, but don't get me wrong, Gladiator 2 really is a nicely done sequel to the original by far, and I really enjoyed on what they actually did, especially some great performances from both Pedro Pascal and Denzel Washington as one good example. But I would have to say Wicked is, of course, the much better movie by far. You can definitely tell from, of course, when you actually see the movie for yourself, they really putting a lot of hard-working effort to really make this movie all the more great, hands down for sure. And I really do love on what they actually did in its entirety, and let's not forget to mention, I nearly cried tears of joy from beginning to end because of how great this movie was for sure. That's how much I really enjoyed it, hands down. And that's definitely saying a whole lot, since I really love the original musical for what it is for sure. And I really do think the movie did a fantastic job in doing exactly that for sure. And seeing of how it is, of course, the first of a two-parter as we speak, I'll be really quite excited to see what they'll actually get for part 2 right around next year. So yeah, but we'll definitely know what will actually come our way, hands down, for sure. And given to the marketing strategy they actually did with, of course, this movie, I definitely want to see. Man, I can't even speak today. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I would definitely love to see them implement the same marketing strategy they did for the first film right onto part 2 for sure, to still really score some big bucks for sure, because yeah, from my knowledge, I think pretty much for both parts, they actually cost about $300 or $350 million altogether. So they're gonna have to do a whole lot to really earn that money back for sure. But hey, I'm pretty sure we'll know when the time comes for sure. But for now, I really do think Wicked is definitely the movie I would prefer way more than Gladiator 2, hands down. Yeah, like I said, I do like both those movies hands down, and I do think Gladiator 2 is good. But Wicked actually won me over a whole lot more for sure, and yeah, everything that movie did really is quite impressive. Yeah, really is quite impressive, and I really love every minute of it, hands down, for sure. So much so that I would definitely love to pick up the soundtrack to this movie, pretty much since it's already out for sure. And well, let's not forget to mention the original motion picture score will definitely follow soon later on this week, from what I can gather. But I'm still really excited for that. And moreover, I'm already thinking about pre-ordering the movie on Blu-ray that'll be coming up for sure. So yeah, that'll be well worth it to add to my DVD and Blu-ray collection that'll be coming up. I think it'll be really great for sure. So I guess for now, I'm already thinking about pre-ordering the movie on Blu-ray for sure. Once we actually get more information for sure, and even a confirmation on when it's actually going to be coming out. I do know it's, I think they're probably going to shoot for somewhere around in late March of 2025 for sure. But we'll definitely have to wait and see on that for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. And oh yeah, let's not forget to mention, I think if anything, given to how great that movie was, I'm already thinking about maybe buying a ticket to go see that movie again for sure, because if anything, I guess given to how well that movie did and how much I really enjoyed it, I think it'll be well worth it for me to go to the movie theater and see this movie again for sure. In fact, I think the last time I actually saw a new movie in theaters more than once for sure, I think it will be when I took my grandmother right around early January of 2023 when we went to go see Avatar: The Way of Water again for sure, to which thankfully I got myself better, because the first time I actually saw it, I was really sick, and it does show in my thoughts video that I did a couple of years ago, so you can kind of get the idea from the hero for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, if I do have some spare time in my hands, and if there's no new releases for me to go see that will be worthy enough for me to put out a review for sure, I would definitely love to go see Wicked again for sure, because of how great it was for sure. And I do know this upcoming Christmas, they're actually going to be releasing a sing-along version on the big screen of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, if I would go for like a third or fourth time for sure, I would definitely, yeah, and depending on which theater they'll actually play for sure, I would definitely love to catch the sing-along version of that movie for sure. So yeah, I think it'll be quite awesome if they'll actually come around for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, regardless of what I have to say, I would definitely love to see Wicked again for sure, because of how great that movie was for sure. But I'm pretty sure we'll have to wait and see on that if I'm not too busy with other things for sure. So yeah, but I think, I guess if anything, I can't leave it at that, but I'll let you guys judge for yourself for sure. So yeah, if you want to see both Wicked and Gladiator 2, then by all means, go ahead and do so. They're still currently out in theaters as we speak, so if they're still playing from your local movie theater from where you live, I say definitely go see both of them, and of course, decide on which one of the two that you prefer, hands down. And I guess in terms of getting another, pretty much another movie trend similar to the Barbenheimer trend that we actually got, we'll definitely have to wait and see on that, hands down. But I guess it will depend on what two movies will be coming up will be worthy enough to recapture that same amount of magic the Barbenheimer trend did for sure. But yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess if anything, they'll pretty much do exactly that with, of course, this video. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and by all means, let me know in the comments down below, of course, what you thought of this topic that I've decided to talk about. And again, if you have seen both Wicked and Gladiator 2 on the big screen, tell me what you thought about those, and which one of the two you prefer, hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and well, I guess if anything, I've got a lot going on for December because, well, Christmas will be right around the corner, so I've got a lot to do to prep myself up for that. Well, of course, for some new movies that'll be coming up. Well, I guess if anything, I'll give you guys a little list, of course, of the ones I'll actually shoot to go see next. Aside from planning to go see Wicked again anytime soon if I'm not too busy, for my next movie, I am definitely going to go see Moana 2. That's already out, so I'll be sure to go see that and let you guys know on what I thought about it once I do. And, of course, I'm going to be topping all off with, of course, 4 movies that'll be coming up this month for sure to really wrap up this year that I've already got planned for sure. Like, of course, I've already, yeah, I am going to shoot to go see Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim first, and then I'm going to follow that up with Kraven the Hunter, and finally, since I did mention the whole double feature thing, I'm actually going to wrap up the movies I'll see for 2024 this year with 2 movies that I'm definitely going to do a double feature on for sure. Those being Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Mufasa the Lion King. So yeah, I guess those are the 5 movies that I'll definitely go see for sure. So I'll be sure to let you guys know on what I thought about them once I do go see them for sure. And yeah, like I said, hopefully if I do have some spare time, if I'm not too busy, I will definitely shoot to go see Wicked again for sure, but we'll definitely have to wait and see for now. But until that comes around, all I can say is, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, Want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I'm posting on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTACTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.